Alrighty, guys. Again, my name is Evan with KWRI Marketing. Today, we're going to be going over command overview. So to start, we're going to go ahead and go to agent.kw.com, which is going to take us over to our command login screen. Now, as you can see here on our command login screen, you do have the username box as well as the password box. I do want to start by letting you know that your username is not case sensitive. However, your password is. So just be sure that your password is being capitalized where needed and that you are not including any spaces between before or after your password. If you have an extra space in there on accident, it will not allow you access. A lot of times agents are locked out or not able to access their account because of this, just a simple little space at the beginning. So just make sure you double check that. If you would like, you can always click on this little eyeball right here and it will show you your password that you have entered. And then you can just kind of click in the space and see if there's a space there. If you are not able to access, if you check that there's no spaces, you're pretty sure everything's capitalized like it's supposed to be, you do have a forgot password option right here. That forgot password option is going to send a code over to your password recovery email address that you have on file. If I will be showing you where you can update that password recovery email. So if you need to gain access later on for whatever reason, you'll be able to receive that code. So we will get to where you can change that in just a moment. Once you have the information input, you can go ahead and click sign in. And it's going to bring you to your command dashboard. Now, if your dashboard does not look exactly kind of like how you see mine, then that's perfectly okay. I will be going over how that's may look a little different in just a moment. But we're going to go ahead and start at the top over here on our left-hand side. You're going to see that I have 3 different sections. You may only have 2, and that's perfectly fine. The first one's going to say command. Command is going to bring you to your whole command platform. It's going to bring you over here to your command dashboard. Connect takes you over to your, it's like a learning portal. It has a lot of different trainings. Your market center may have different trainings and classes that they put in Connect and things as well. So definitely give that a check that out when you have a moment. And then this third option, Command MC, this is going to be for Market Center leadership only. So if you hold any kind of role with your Market Center staff, you may see this Command MC option. If you see it and you're not part of staff, go ahead and get with your MCA to get that adjusted, or vice versa. If you are part of staff and you do not have that role, this little section here, again, get with your MCA of your office to talk and discuss about that, how you can get access to that. All right, moving on, we're going to go down over here towards the right. You're going to see a little storefront icon. This little icon is going to be your marketplace. This is where you can go to connect different applications to your command account, things such as like Twilio, DocuSign, things like that. There are going to be some of the apps that are paid descriptions. So just make sure you're looking at the description in the marketplace if it's going to be a paid service or not before you just go purchasing it. So next to the little marketplace, you're going to have a bell icon. This bell icon is your notifications. So much like on your iPhone or your Android, whenever you have unread notifications and that number just kind of builds up, that's what this number next to it is. So it's just showing you how many unread notifications you have. So when you click on the notifications bell, you're going to see that it gives you a couple different options to view your unread notifications, or you can look back at notifications that you may have already looked at. You do also have the option to change from all notifications to view more specific notifications that you may be looking for. It's just kind of a way to help filter it out for you. If you have a lot of unread notifications and you just you think they're all spam, you don't want to go through one by one, you do also have the mark all as read option down at the bottom to get rid of that high number that you may be viewing. So moving along, we're going to go ahead and skip over this for just a moment, and we're going to go ahead and check out this circle that has a question mark. When you give that a click, it's going to bring you to your help and information. So there are things such as guided tours that'll help, kind of navigate you through command, kind of like a little refresh to what we're going over to today. You have Keller Williams University, and you also have chat with support. Chat with support is probably gonna be the main thing here. If you ever reach out to us and for whatever reason we are not able to assist you, um, most of the time we will reach out to support for you, but there are a couple instances where you would be the one that has to reach out to KW Support directly. And we will provide you directions on how to do it, but this is where we are directing you to, is this chat with support option. When you give that a click, you're going to see a little window opens here, and it's going to give you some suggestions of things that people are reach out to about, or you can just click the get in touch. And then it's going to bring you to this live chat option where you're able to start chatting with a live agent. So you can ask your questions, and most of the time they are able to get it resolved fairly quickly for you. All right, so now we're going to circle back right over here to our name in the top right corner. When you give that a click, you're going to see this drop down. Now, if you are part of a team, you're going to see your personal profile and you're going to see your team profile. The easiest way to know which profile you are currently in is going to be whichever profile is showing here at the top is going to be the profile that you are currently in on command. You are able to change the default. So like when you log into your command account, which account automatically comes up. So if you always use your team account instead of your personal, I'll show you in just a moment how you can switch that. But if you don't really use your team as much, everything's ran through your personal, you may just want to keep it that way. Completely up to your preference. Going down, we have our referrals profile. Referrals profile is where you can fill out your information. So when another KW agent is searching for a KW referral to send, they're going to be able to kind of check out your information, your details via this referrals profile. We do have a little more in-depth class. I actually taught the class, I believe it was last week. So there's some trainings on that. We will go over, I'll show you when we get to the referral section and a little bit later in this class, what that looks like though. Next, we have my profile. We're going to go ahead and go into my profile. It takes a second. There it goes. And just a heads up, sometimes these pages may take a moment to load. Typically command runs normal, but command has been a little lagging today, which generally means KW is doing some kind of update, which is awesome. So all right, so in the My Profile section, you're going to see that the My Profile is a public-facing, and this is the public-facing information about you. Now, if you do not want this information facing out to the public, you do have a toggle option over here to the right that will disable it from being shown on KW.com if you so choose. But keep in mind, KW.com, you can get leads that way. When people are searching for KW agent, they can search you on there and find your information because this would be toggled on for that. Scrolling down, you have your About Me section. This is going to give your name, profile photo, your biography. Now, keep in mind, this is not the section where your website pulls from. I will get to that in a little bit for you, but yeah, this is not where that information pulls from. A lot of times agents think it pulls from here. I'll show you where to find that. Scrolling down, you do have languages spoken, service areas, specialties, designations. And then right below that, it will have your real estate license information, such as the number, expiration date. If you notice that that license number or expiration date is showing incorrectly, unfortunately, we are not able to access that to adjust it for you. You don't have the access to do that either. Only your MCA with your market center does have the permissions to update that information. So if you notice that information is incorrect, feel free to send an email or call your MCA and ask them to adjust that for you. Below that, you're going to have your contact information, mobile phone number, how can clients and colleagues reach out to you. Just make sure that's up to date as well. Again, this is public facing information, so you want to make sure that that information is going to show correctly. Next section we're going to look at is the My KW section. Now, a lot of people may not quite realize yet that KW last year, they went ahead and moved a lot of things from other places and just straight into command, such as the MyKW system. The MyKW system no longer is able to be updated or edited. So everything that you see that was in the MyKW is going to be over here in command now. And that's what all of this information is. So this is a internal information about you. So none of this information is able to seen by anybody outside of Market Center leadership and yourself. That's it. So you have your KWUID. So if you ever register for things like family reunion or mega camp, and it asks you for your KWUID, this is where that number can be found. Next, you have your KW email address. This is where you're able to manage your KW email. If you need to update your KW email password, you can do so by clicking here. Keep in mind, KW does only allow for one KW email address per agent per command account. So agents can't have more than one command account. You can't have more than one KW email address. However, you are able to create a KW alias email. We do advise reaching out to us, sending us an email to assist you with that. So that way there's no mess up on your email account. You don't get locked out or anything like that. So feel free to send us an email, inquire more if you have any questions about an alias email, and we'll be able to help you with that. Scrolling down a little bit, you do have your login credentials. If you say your username is your first name, last name, and you got married and that last name is no longer the same, and you want to update that, you can do so by clicking edit. You can also reset your password here. And this is where your password recovery email is going to be as well. So if you ever forget your password, you get a new phone and you had your password saved on your old phone and it's no longer there, you can update the password recovery email to make sure that when you do the forgot password, this email address is going to receive that link to reset it. Scrolling down, we have some more personal information such as home phone number, your KW communications email. Now this is where you prefer to receive any official KW communications. You have your mailing address. Again, some more information about you, emergency contact. You're gonna have your beneficiary information below, profit share sponsor. And then below that, you're gonna have your primary market center. This is a newer feature that KW recently released. So if you're part of more than one market center, you can split where some of the fees come from. So like profit share, growth, and annual fees can come from one market center, and then your monthly office fees could come from another. All depends on how that's set up. So if you want to take a look at that, you can also reach out to your MCA and just talk about what your options may be and how you want to set that up. So up to you completely. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and go back to our, I'm sorry, and over here on the left-hand side, I'm sorry, we have our My Affiliation section. So if you're part of, again, more than one market center, you will have all of them listed here. You'll also have you'll also have your MLS information. So any board you've joined will show over here as well. So it'll have the like Blue Georgia MLS, the username. You'll also have your market center information. It'll show your role, your start date, and because we're not an actual agent role, we don't have an agent role with a market center. It doesn't show here, but now they just actually recently show that it will have your cap information, how much company dollar you've paid into, things like that. So that's pretty cool to be able to see and track on your own. And again, if there's any discrepancies with what's being shown versus what you think it should show, you're going to need to speak with your MCA of your office about that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go back to our command home and then click back here. Sorry, give her a second to load. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and go to our settings. So the settings section is going to take you to a page that looks like this. So this is going to be all the different applications that are currently associated with your command account. Now there are some default apps on your account that are just there when you join. But you'll be able to see what the app is by looking over here, their logos, and then the app name and the information. Right below, you'll see these little boxes. These will let you know what email address is associated with the account at the moment. Unfortunately, there is no way to really show the full email address. So if you have multiple emails that are like this one, Mandy F at say gmail.com, but Mandy also has Mandy F at KW.com, it may be very hard to differentiate which email address is currently associated with that account. So just keep that in mind. You may need to disconnect and try to reconnect or reach out to us and we can assist you with that. You also can show you the current status of the accounts here. So connected, disconnected, how many accounts are connected, because there's some apps that allow for multiple accounts, such as the Facebook post scheduling, if you have multiple different Facebook accounts, things like that. And then you have the manage app feature over here on the right-hand side. So you can disconnect the accounts, manage them, and so on and so forth. Now, scrolling down, we're actually going to go ahead and go into one of these apps. We're actually going to go to our command email, and we're going to go ahead and click on manage. So this is the where you can manage your command email. If you scroll down to the bottom, you see email configuration. This sender name here is going to be whenever you set up a smart plan or an email campaign to go out to your clients, this is going to be the name that is shown when you send those emails. So you always want to make sure that this is correct, as well as the reply to email that is shown here. The reason for this, especially now, is more important than ever with command, is because KW, if you get a lot of, say you don't have this updated and the reply to email says, something at 13495, .com, and it looks kind of like it might be a spam email, and your client starts spamming these emails because they don't know any better. Well, what KW is doing is if you get a certain number of emails spammed a month, they're going to freeze your account. You're not going to be able to send any more email campaigns or smart plans out. And then you're going to be suspended for 4 weeks, and you're going to have to take a email best practices class in order to regain access to being able to do that. So that's just a pain in the neck. Nobody wants to deal with that. One way you can kind of keep track of that, as you can see here, your email health status, it's currently shows good. Yellow is kind of like a warning. And if you see that this is red, that means you've been temporarily suspended. So make sure you keep an eye on that. And later on, when we go over the report section, I'm going to show you where you can see that information as well, a little more detailed. Now, it also, if you say you have a large database and you send a lot of communication to your contacts and everything, you are allotted 5,000 free emails per month. Now, if you feel like you're going to be using more than that, or you do use all of them and you need to purchase more, you can do so by clicking the manage subscription button here, and it'll take you to how you can purchase more. All right, so we're going to go ahead and check out over here on this left-hand side. You're going to see some couple drop-down options. So the first one is general settings. If you, earlier when I mentioned about the default account, if you only say work out of your team account, you're never really in your personal, you can switch it by clicking on default account and switching it there. Again, there's the notification preferences here. You have your command settings. So one thing with contacts, if you archive a contact from your database, it's not actually deleted, it's sitting in the contact archive. So if you go to re-add that contact, it's going to tell you, hey, there's already a contact with this information. It's not going to allow you to because the contact's in the archive. This is where you can find the contact archive here. Next to that, you have opportunity settings, client updates, opportunity tags, opportunity archives. We're going to go down to connect settings. This is where you find your marketing profile. Your marketing profile is where your information on your website pulls from, your website and your consumer app. So anything that you may find that is not correct there, such as your headshot or your license number on your website, that information is going to be pulling from here. So again, this is another one, just like in the my KW section. the My Profile section, I mean, there is a toggle switch to where if you don't want your profile and your website active yet, you don't want other people to be able to see it, there is a toggle switch here. That way you can disable it. Scrolling down, you're going to see that there are some sections that do have a little red asterisk. This little red asterisk obviously means that this is a required field. So your My Photo, there is a photo requirement. So if you have a headshot, if you don't quite have a professional headshot yet and you just have a nice one you want to use, just make sure that when you go to add it, the recommended size is 360 by 360, which is a perfect square. If it's not necessarily 360 by 360 and it's another dimension, that's fine, as long as it's a perfect square. The reason we say this is if it's not a perfect square, it's going to have you looking stretched out, kind of like a funhouse mirror. So like either tall and skinny or like short and stout. So we want to make sure that's a perfect square. If you need assistance resizing that, feel free to send it over to us. We'll be more than happy to do it for you. Or if you just want us to resize it and upload it for you, we'll be more than happy to do that for you as well. You'll notice over here, team logo, there is not a red asterisk here, but we do highly recommend making sure you upload some kind of photo here. It can be a personal logo, a team logo, or you can use your Market Center DBA logo, or just a generic red KW logo like this. The reason for this is because whenever you send out like campaigns or things like that, at the bottom, the footer, it's going to show your photo, your information, and there is a spot for this team logo, which is going to be like over here in the bottom right corner. But it's going, if you don't have an image here, it's going to show as a broken image. And it just kind of looks, to me, it looks unprofessional. It looks a little tacky. So we just suggest putting something here. Again, if you don't have anything here, you would like some assistance with that, we will help you with that, not a problem. Scrolling down, you have your My Details section. So, your name, first and last, agent license number, team. If you are not on a team, not a big deal. As you see here, we just have Team Scott Leroy. You can come up with something clever if you'd like, whatever you want. You have a professional job title, slogans, any designation or credentials you want added. You can do so here. Next, we have a little affiliation section. So if you were affiliated with the military, there is all different kinds of sections that you can click on. Or if you're just a big supporter of the military patriots, you can click on the supporter patriot down here. If you were active duty, you can click on active duty, and it's going to ask you for your military service details. So which branch you were part of, if you were, come from another country and were part of their military, there's all different kinds of things that you can include here. So I'm going to change that. Oh, okay, so the bio section. The bio section, again, is a required section. If you've not come up with a professional biography, not a problem. Just make sure you put a period in this box.
I'm logging into Create right now.
Apologies about that. So make sure you just put a period in that box. That way you're able to save the screen and move on. Next, you have your mobile phone, office phone. Again, best phone numbers to reach you. Email address or in your website. Scrolling down, you have your Market Center information. Again, has your Market Center brokerage logo. You are able to just upload the DBA logo here, as well as your Market Center information on the right-hand side. Now, if you are required by state or local boards or any kind of regulations to have certain things attached to your profile, this is where you're able to add those in here. Most of the time, if we do your onboarding, we will add those for you. We have all of that information. We have the updated DB, I can't even the name off the top of my head. We have the updated commission forms and all that. So we will add those for you. But this is where you'll be able to add those if you are doing everything or you need to update it, whatever the case may be. Now, this little legal footer image, we don't really suggest using this for any kind of like personal logos or anything like that. This is a very, very small image box that whenever you upload it, it's really tiny. So like maybe the realtor logo or like the fair housing, something like that, that would be probably about the size that you would want to use for this box. Scrolling down below that, we have our social media links. So whenever they're looking at your website, at the bottom of the contact me, they are able to click on one of your social media links using this. It'll take them to this link here. And then you also have your Google Analytics ID, your tracking ID. If you have a Google Analytics account already set up, you know about your tracking ID. This is where one of the two places that you need to put it. There is another place on the back end of the website, which we will go over when we get to that section. Once you have everything the way you'd like it, everything's set up, just double check it. Make sure you click save at the bottom and make sure the page is saved. All right, we're going to go ahead and go back to Command Home. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and look at our command dashboard right here. Now, the command dashboard, again, when I said at the beginning, your dashboard may not look exactly like what you're seeing on ours. That's because this dashboard is customizable. Now, in order to customize your dashboard, you're going to go ahead and click on this customize button over here on the right. And this is going to allow you to select which widgets you are currently viewing on your dashboard. And this is going to allow you to also reorder them. So if you want to see them in a certain space, you can do so here. All you need to do is simply click, check or uncheck the box that you are looking to view. And you'll see that it is removing them from the over here on the right-hand range widget section. Or if you want all of them, you can click all of them, and then you're able to drag and drop. Once you get them in an order you'd like, you can just go ahead and click apply. And now you'll see that they have rearranged. I'm just going to go ahead and move them back real quick though. All right, I do see a question in the chat box. I'm going to go ahead and get to that, and then we'll go ahead and go over which widgets are what. What should we upload in the legal footer image? Again, that's completely up to you. You don't have to have anything in a legal footer. If you want something there, you can, but again, it is a very, very, very small image file. So the only thing I would really suggest is like the realtor logo, the fair housing, things like that. If you try to add a headshot there, you're not even really going to be able to see what color hair you have in the image, most likely. So I would just, anything that's small would probably be best. All right, so the database health widget, you'll see that you'll be able to see, I'm sorry, your database health score. So you'll see that out of the phone numbers, you have about 39% of our contacts in our database have a phone number, 76% of them in our database have an email address, 18% address and neighborhoods. So it just kind of breaks down for you what information you have actually added to your contacts in your database. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll see that this is the agent resources page. So anything that your market center has added to the KW Connect section, events coming up, things like that are going to show here. Now, if you are not seeing anything here, this is most likely because maybe your market center doesn't quite use this feature yet. Some market centers don't. That's not a problem. Some market centers have training calendars and stuff like that that they do elsewhere on another platform. Just make sure you are in contact with your market center so you stay up to date with all of that information. If you are part of more than one market center, you'll see that there is a little drop down and you can select the market center to view. So we're going to go ahead and click on this one. And this is what it looks like if the market center does not currently at this time use this feature. So that's what you would see. Again, just make sure you stay in contact with your market center if you are seeing this here, so you don't miss out on any information. Next, we have our tasks section. Any tasks that are created from yourself, any tasks that get created from your team, from any smart plans that are created in your account, anything like that. There's many different ways a task could been created. You can see what the task is, who it's assigned to, when it's due, things like that here to kind of help you keep on par with completing your tasks. Over here, you have your product updates. This is from KWRI. This is just kind of showing you, keeping you in the know about what's coming out with Command and everything that they're doing. So you see new this week, some updates from last week, or I don't know why this has it twice, but 2 different last week updates. You can also change it from what's new to what's next. So it's going to show you, it's still showing only Q2. I don't know why they haven't done the Q3 yet, but so you can kind of see what has been done there that way too. Next, if you have set up your goals under the goals section, which I'll show you guys where you can do that. If you want to set up your goals later on, you can. This is where you'll be able to see those goals breakdown. The most active contacts section, this is going to show you, just like it sounds, the most active contacts, who you're engaging with, who is engaging with you, if they're active in the on your Command consumer app, things like that. You have profit share information here. Now, this little photo will show who your beneficiary is if they have a profile attached, an image attached to their profile. You'll have you and then anybody in your downline. You have your recent lead section, so leads that have come in, when they came in, and then it also shows like where they came from. So if you imported the lead, if they came from your KW website or your app, if they registered an app, you will see this little check mark here, and it shows agent site connection. This little check mark here, this is also, you're going to see this later on when we're in our contacts, our database section. This again lets you know that that contact went on your website, went on your consumer app, and they actually registered an account. In order for you to be able to send saved searches, they must have registered an account with you through your website or your app. So just keep that in mind when we're going to be looking at our database in just a little bit. And then you have your notepad section. If you are just wanting to jot a quick note, a little something to remember, you have the notepad section here as well. All right, next we're going to go ahead and go to our contacts. But first, I do want I have let a few people into the room since I started. So again, I just want to go ahead and let everybody know, if you have any questions while I'm going over any of these sections, feel free to drop them in the chat. At this point, I may just wait till the very end to go over them, but I will go ahead and circle back to them. So if you have any questions of anything I'm going over or just anything in general with KW technology, Command, DocuSign, drop them in the chat. We'll see about circling back to that at the end, okay? All right, so the contact section. So you'll notice over here, by the way, all of these different little icons, whenever you hover over them, it will let you know what icon that is. Or if you are wanting to view them all, you can click on the red square and it does pop out all of the different names for you. So that's a cool little trick. All right, so whenever you go to your contacts section, you do have a few different options for searching through your contacts. You have the search bar here. When you click it, it's going to allow you to change. You can search by first name or last name. You can search by an email address or their home address, or you can just search everything. Maybe a little easier just to do everything. Next to the search bar, you do have your filters. Your filters, oh, there it goes. Your filters allow you to search through your database by narrowing it down to certain things. So you can search by filter by tags. You can choose contacts only or leads only, things like that. So it's a great way to just narrow down that search. Next, you have the Smart View. The Smart View is just a saved search. So if you're constantly using a filter to search for a certain, say we're constantly filtering sports friends to search through those tags, we're just going to go ahead and save this as a Smart View. So we can just come in and click on that, and it'll automatically go to that filter for us. So we don't have to continuously go through the filters, click on this, click on that, click on apply. It'll always just take us straight there when we click on it. So that's pretty cool. Next, over here on the right-hand side, we do have our import option. So this is how we're able to import contacts into our database. Anybody who's used command or have tried to import before, the import is not the most easiest thing to do. So whenever you click on imports, you have the option to download template, which when you download the template, it's going to have a preset heading with different columns for you to add the information. We suggest just if you have all of your contacts already on a CSV or Excel file, feel free to just email that over to us with your KW username and password. We'll reformat it, get it all ready for command. We'll send it back for you for confirmation, and then we'll go ahead and get it added for you because there is a lot that goes into it. You have to make sure you put a yes in certain columns and things like that. So it can be a little bit of a headache. We do also have training videos on our YouTube channel for that as well. So if you want to check those out, try to learn how to do it yourself, by all means, we encourage that as well. Next to the import option, say you just have a couple contacts you want added and you just want to add them manually, you can click the add contact option. So the only thing with adding a contact, the only thing that is required is a name. You do not have to put any other piece of information to create a contact. But obviously, the more information you have, the better. When you have a contact, say you have a contact who's a married couple, a husband and wife. What we completely suggest is making sure that you add them in separately. So add the husband as one contact, and then add the wife as another contact, or husband, wife, whichever, doesn't matter. And then coming in and clicking this add relationship button. Tom Test. All right, we're going to click add relation. So say we're going to go ahead and click, we're going to add his wife, Pamela. And then we'll just they're going to be a spouse. We're going to start typing in Pamela, who's already been added as a contact. And then once you start typing her name, she should show up. And then you're going to click on and click add. This is just going to make sure that they are still both in your database, but they are connected as well. And then I don't mind exile, sorry. But then you also have more information that you can add going down. When you click add more information, you can add preferred method of contacts, home phone, home address. You have more things like the birthday and anniversary. There's all kinds of great information that you can add from here. And next to the add contact, you have these 3 dots. These are going to be your export options. So if you're wanting to export a copy of your database, say you use another CRM as well, you can export your contacts from here. When you click export contacts, it is going to have a little message bar that pops up letting you know to wait a few minutes, refresh your page, and then check your notifications. So a lot of times people don't necessarily see that because it does kind of go quickly. So it says it's being processed, refresh the page, check your notifications. You're going to refresh. And then you're going to click the bell icon. And you'll see that there is now a notification. Your contact export is complete. You're going to click download, and then that's how you're going to download this to your computer. This does only download a copy. It does not, once you download them or export them, it does not remove them from your database. So you don't have to worry about that. And you also have your export mailing label options here as well. So you can export them in CSV or PDF format as well. So next, we're going to go ahead and check out this little white bar here. You have your customized columns. You can customize your columns just like you can your command dashboard. So you can check and see which kind of columns you want to see. These columns are going to be these sections. So your primary phone, recently active, last contact, things like that. And then you're also able to, again, order them and however you want to view. So if you want to see like when the last time they were contacted here, and then their phone number, then their email address, you can completely move them around however you would like. Whatever works for you. Now, keep in mind too, these columns, they do kind of get crunched together. So you can click in between here. You'll see this bar kind of comes up. You can click and drag it. So you can see all of the tags, because that's most of the time when we see somebody ask about this, they think that their contact's missing some of their tags, but that's not the case. It's just the columns kind of scooted in a little more. Next to customized columns, you're going to see, I call this, this like the view page views. So you have two different options here. This is like a list view options where you'll have your contacts listed out. You can see their primary phone, like all this information. But this is kind of like a tile view. It makes it a little bit bigger, and it doesn't show you nearly as much information it does the other view. Again, this is just a preferential view, how whatever works best for you. And then next to that, you're going to see the show options. When you click on that, you're going to be able to see up 10 contacts, 50, 100, 500. You're not able to add to view more than 500 contacts at a time. But this just allows you to view however many contacts you want when scrolling without having to click onto the next page. Now, looking at our fake contact here, you're going to see that there is this L next to it. That means that this contact is a lead. This contact was marked as a lead. This was actually imported in, but there is a couple different ways you can mark it as a lead. Once the contact's been added, you can just select the lead mark here. Or if it comes over from, say they came over from KW.com or your website or the app, it will show marked as lead as well. Along with that little check mark would be right here next to this L that I showed you earlier. So that's how you will be able to know if that contact created an account on your website or app. And again, in order to do saved searches, they must have registered an account. Over here, you'll see all different kinds of tabs as well. So you have your timeline, any kind of communications. If you have your Gmail account connected to your command, any email back and forth communications will show here. You have your opportunities, smart plans that they may be added to, tasks, notes, and save searches. Now, one cool feature also, not a lot of people realize that this has just been unleashed. This is literally came about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. You now have the option to send one-off emails instead of doing like a smart plan or a campaign. You can click on the checkbox next to the name. If you want to send the same email to multiple clients, you just click all of them that you want. And when you click on it, you'll see this little square box appears. When you click on that, you're going to scroll down. Or maybe scroll up. Where did it go? So I'm sorry, it was right in front of you. Send email. This is going to allow you to send a one-off email without having to do the smart plans over the campaign. So if you check more than one contact, you're going to see all of the contacts here. You have your subject box, which is required. And then you're able to edit things like if you want to use a different font size, you can bold, italicize, underline. And then you can also change the color. You can align the text. You can also add a link. So if you wanted to highlight part of your text and then link it to a website, you can do that. You can add images, attach a file, and you can even create an email signature that you can use for them. Now, you're not able to use a image, so it is just a I created one for the video. So it is just one like this, like a text email signature, but you also are able to click, put a link in there. So that's pretty cool as well. And then you can also insert emojis and delete it. So This also does use one of the, this also uses the free emails that you get allotted per month. So again, it tells you down here how many emails you have remaining for this month. And if you need to purchase more, you can click on manage subscription here. So that's pretty cool. So now you don't have to go through the smart plans or the campaigns to do this. It's pretty simple to do it right from here. All right, I do see some questions in the chat box. I'm gonna go ahead and go to those real quick. What is a recommended way to tag contacts versus leads? That is completely up to you. There's really no recommended way. That's just all about how you manage your database. Again, it's completely up to you. When we hit on Smart View, the filter shows on right. When you click on Smart View, the filter shows on right. It shouldn't. When you click on the filter should show over here. And then the filters, whatever you select, say you select, okay, I want to do database class, and whatever you select as your filter and you click apply, you're able to, I'm clicking clear, I know, but if you were to click apply, and you go over, you click here, you can go ahead and click create smart view, and you should be able to create your smart view. How many emails can go out at once? I believe you can email up to 500 at one time. I do wish KW, that command was a little bit more flexible with that, but it is 500 max at one time. And again, keep in mind that does go towards that spam I was talking about, which I will be going over in a bit, where how you can view that, but you don't want them getting spammed a lot, so you just be careful how many you're sending out. All right, continuing on, we're going to go ahead and go to our tasks. All right, so the task section, again, this is tasks can be set up a few different ways. Tasks can be coming in from a smart plan, a campaign. This is just going to provide you information. Hey, this needs to be done. It's going to show you, if it's linked to somebody, who it's assigned to, the priority, the due date, created by. You do have multiple options, not options, multiple different sections here. So like due today, past due, next 7 days. You have your 3 sections up here, completed. You have your archived. And you can also create a new task. So that task section is pretty self-explanatory. It's just more about where the task is coming from. All right, see a question. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Adam. All right, so going on to smart plans. So smart plans is a great way to automate communication with your database. So it helps you to preset emails. You can preset reminders, tasks, things like that, in order to stay in communication. And they're also called drip campaigns. If you've ever heard of that phrase, it's the same thing. We just call them smart plans. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by going to the library. So it's kind of like that golden rule, why recreate the wheel if you don't have to? The smart plan, this library here, these are full of smart plans that have already been created by other KW agents, faculty members, KW themselves, or companies such as us, like KWRI Marketing. We create smart plans also, and they are published in the library. If you say you see a smart plan you're interested in, you can view the details about it. You can see how many steps, the duration, the touches. You can view the steps, and you can kind of see what these steps are telling you to do. So make a call. It's letting you know to make a call, and this is going to, whenever you set the smart plan up, this information will automatically fill. So when you add it to a contact, say Joe Schmo, it's going to say call Joe Schmo. It has the phone number here. It's going to, after 31 days, it's going to replete the smart plan. So this would be a once a month smart plan to call this client. Say if you like this is what you're looking for, you want to add it, you can just click add to smart plan, and that's going to go to your my smart plans here. Now, if you're looking for a smart plan, because again, why create the wheel if you don't have to? I always use, if I can spell today, Thanksgiving. You're going to see that there's 278 results just for Thanksgiving alone. So again, there's a lot of great things in here. Scroll through, see what you like, what works, how many downloads. So if you see there's a high download, this may be something you want to look into. So going back over to my smart plans, you're going to see that you have your people plans and you have published. These are all the different smart plans that you have downloaded from the library. It's going to show you the name, contacts. If you have any contacts, let me see if we get. So if you have any contacts that are currently on the smart plan, you're going to see the number of contacts here, and you're going to have an eyeball here, which you can click on the eyeball, and it's going to show you who's on the smart plan. And if you want to remove them, you can do so from here. You have the date the smart plan was created, you have the duration, and the total number of touches. Over here on the right-hand side, you do have this little add contact button. You can edit the smart plan, and then you have the three dots, which allow you to copy it. You can, if this is a smart plan you created, you can publish it to the library, or you can delete the smart plan if you no longer want to use it. So again, smart plan, great way to stay in communication and contact with your database, not necessarily having to remember to do it on your own each month. You can set up an email to go out once a month for 6 months if you want to. However you want to do it, there's a lot of great smart plans in there for you. If you want to try your hand at creating your own, there is this create button here. And then you just follow the steps that it asks for. Moving on, we have our referral section. Now, this is going to be your referrals dashboard. You have your referrals overview here. Going to show you how many pending invites you have to somebody's referral network, how many pending referrals received and sent. You're going to have your referral network down here below. And then we're going to move on. We have our My Referral section. This My Referral section, again, this is going to be show you sent and received referrals. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. This will give you the information of the referral, where it's coming from, and the same with sent. You also can see any pending, active, funded, lead, expired, rejected, and all. You also can create a new referral from any of these tabs that we're going over. When you click new referral, you're going to be able to find an agent. But if you click find an agent, it's going to bring you to your referral map, or you can select an agent from one that's already in your database. You click the drop down and you start typing their name. Once you find the agent you're looking for, you'll just go ahead and complete the rest of the information and click send. Now, looking at this referral map, there's a few different ways to look at this map. There's going to be production, market centers, my network, and referral patterns. The best two ways I would say are going to be referral and market centers when looking for an agent. And the reason I say that is, so production, we're going to go ahead and search Atlanta. That's where I'm based out of, Atlanta, Georgia. And it's going to show you the whole general Atlanta area. Now, if you're looking for an agent for a client, say your client said, oh, I want to move to Midtown. And you're like, okay, cool, great. I'm going to find the best agent in that area. And so you see Midtown Atlanta's here. We're just going to scroll in. My mouse is going wonky today, sorry. All right, as you scroll in, you're going to see that, well, I'll scroll out a little bit and do it a little slower for you. You're going to see these little green numbers and red things that populate. That looks kind of crazy. So we're just going to keep scrolling in some more. Oop. Trying to give it a second to catch up. All right, so say your client mentions, okay, they want to live in Midtown, by near the 10th Ave and Monroe Drive area. Okay, so this is pretty much a general area of that. So all of these red little markers are transactions that have closed from a KW agent in this area. Now, whenever you hover over them, there's 157 results here, but let's see if we can. Oop, trying to find one. Whenever you hover over them, the agent over here on the right hand side, see how it turns red? Then that will show red as that's the agent who actually did that transaction. Come on, command. There it goes. There. Well, it disappeared on there. So whenever like the transaction you see now, she is lit up red, that means she did this transaction in this area. Now, whenever you say you're interested in her, you can click the little drop down arrow, and this is going to give you her about me information. It's going to give you her stats. And this again, this is that information that pulls from the referral profile up here. What I was saying towards the beginning, making sure that information update is imperative because this is what other KW agents are going to see when looking to send referrals. Now, if they were to click on you, on your name, it's going to take you to that referral profile. It's supposed to anyways. Could commands cooperating. There it goes. So this is what the referrals profile looks like. She doesn't have anything filled out, unfortunately, at the moment, but it's going to have your service areas, bio, your contact information, social media links, things like that. So making sure that information is filled out is kind of important, especially if you're big on referrals. Now, if from here, say we liked her information, but we just want to make sure we're gonna make sure that we want experienced agents only. We're gonna click on the filters section. You're able to filter closed units in this area. The closed units so how many units at least that they've closed. If you want to make sure that they've closed at least 2, how many listings are sold, so 2 as well. Buyer side, if you wanted to, there's all different kinds of options you can filter from. Let's go ahead and apply these filters. So from 144, let's see what it filters down to. Come on, command. So maybe it's just not wanting to cooperate with me, but yeah, so this number would filter down, and then you can see how many areas. Oh, there we go, 107. So this area, these are going to be the agents that have done those number of transactions according to our specifications, things like that. Oh, maybe it's still filtering 105. And typically doesn't take that long, but yeah, so I mean, the more you filter, you can also zoom in if you have zoom in on if you have a more specific area you're wanting to see, you can zoom in further, whatever kind of information you're looking for. Now you are also able to change it from production. You can do market centers. So if you don't have any specific area, you just want to find an agent in the general Midtown area. There we go. So you see these red markers. These are just market centers that are in this area. When you click on it, it's going to show Atlanta Midtown. That's the market center. It should say how many agents are with that office. There's more than that. Oh, I'm sorry. There's still filters attached. Let me clear the filters. So there's 272 agents that are with this Midtown office. You are again able to still filter the results like how we did before. If you want to make sure that the agents that you're working with are going to be a little more experienced, or they have a certain number of closed properties, things like that. It does also show you the luxury agent tag. If you are a luxury agent with KWRI, you've registered all of that, it's going to show you that badge as well. Again, you can add them to your referral network, and you can also send a referral straight from here as well. So that's pretty cool. Then you have your My Network. These are going to show you agents that are in your referral network. So we're going to zoom all the way out because this will actually show. There you go. So it'll show you the agents in your referral network nationwide. And then you, again, can do the same things as before, except for you don't have to add the referral network because they're already there. And then you also have referral patterns. This is just shows you where referrals are initiated and where they're sent to. This doesn't really have anything to do about searching for referral agents. It just shows you referral patterns. And then the next tab we have here is going to be the My Network. And again, this is just showing you that agents that are in your referral network, you are able to add them to your favorites by clicking the star. If you want to just view only your favorite referral agents, you can, once they are starred here, you can just click this star, and it's going to remove all other referral agents that were not added to your favorites. So there's 4 of them there. It's just being a little slow. All right, next we have opportunities. Opportunities is your database, where you can manage your database, like the transactions. So you have your listings, your buyers, your leases. These are your transaction pipelines. You'll be able to see the different segments of each pipeline, how many opportunities you currently have in that pipeline under that section. And then you also have your GCI breakdown over here on the right, as well as you have some activity and ratio meters down here. Obviously, again, we're just ours is more for training, so ours doesn't really have any metrics like that. But yours, once you're more active, it should have those. If you are on a team, keep in mind it will automatically default to your team pipeline. And then it'll have your individual, and then it'll show your all opportunities. We're going to go ahead and click on active. You're going to see that we have these 2 transactions, these 2 opportunities that were created. In order to move one from one phase to another, you just drag it and drop it, or you can just drag it and drop it to move it under the new section. Now, whenever you click on the name of the opportunity, it will take you into your opportunity details. So you have your details, your documents, offers and commissions, notes and timeline. Document section, this is where you're going to add your documents. But we're not going to go any further into that just because that's a lot. And we do have other trainings on it. All right, next is campaigns. The campaign section is where you can create paid campaigns to send to your social media to attract new clients. You have your paid ads, you have email campaigns, direct mail campaigns, and social posts. From your dashboard here, you can go to your paid ad quick start, which is going to take you to a new window, and it's going to bring you to your paid ads dashboard. There we go. And this is where you can do a little quick start for whatever kind of paid ad you're wanting to use. You can see here at the top, so these are going to be for Facebook and Instagram. Keep in mind that if you are trying to add your Facebook to your paid ads, it must be a Facebook business account, meaning not like your personal Facebook that you have started using for your real estate business. There is a specific business account that does need to be created. If you do not know how to do this, send us an email. We'll send you the link and show you how to set that up. So that way it's quick and easy, and then you can go get that added. Now, a lot of people don't realize too, if you stuck on TikTok like a lot of people, or if you like creating TikTok videos, you can create a non-listing video upload to TikTok from here as well. So if you want to get into that, here's a great way you can incorporate your business as well. All right, we're going to go back to the campaign section. Your email campaigns. This is going to give you an overview of the email campaigns that you have created and sent. You'll see the status, the date, how many sent, how many were open, how many clicks, and what the goal of that campaign was. You can also click on the name of the campaign, and it's going to break down the stats here for you a little more. You can see not sent was 1, and it's going to show you which one was not sent. And the reason undeliverable, well, that's because it's a fake email address, so that's why that one didn't send. But yeah, so you can kind of see little metrics of what was sent, what was not sent, things like that. You can also see how many emails over the last 30 days were sent. So, two recipients. It does again give you the message here to you only have 5,000 emails. You can upgrade the account. Also, on each one of these tabs, you can create a campaign straight from there. Just click which one you're wanting to do. Follow along. Direct mail is going to be for like postcards, door hangers, things like that. Mostly postcards. You can create the template, bring it in over into campaigns. It's going to send to a third party. The third party is going to create and print this and mail it off for you. So yeah, once you just have to select your targeted area, which is pretty awesome. And then you have social posts. Social posts is going to be, you can set a date. So, June 8th, I want to post something. You can click create social posts and follow along here to create the social post. Next, our report section. Yes, I want to leave. All right, so our report section. Again, we have a little database overview. Is going to tell you how many of your total people in your database. Total you have 51. How many of those 51 are actual contacts and how many of them are leads? Again, you have how many of those 51 in your database have a phone number associated with them, how many have an email address, physical address, neighborhood, things like that. You have database activity scores, so what percentage of your database has been reached out to in the last 30 days, how many in the last 60 days, 90, and so on and so forth. So under reports, you do have a couple options. You can show opportunities report, goals report, and database report. So again, just listing opportunities overview, buying opportunity overview, and it's going to break down those information here. Goals, same thing. If you have your goals set up, which that's going to be the next section, this is going to break down those goals for you. And your database. Again, another database overview, record, house score, things like that. Goals, again, if you have your goals set up, or if you have not, you should be able to click on goal settings. It's going to take you to another window. You can set up your goals for the year, and then you can track them here as well. If you set up your goals, say it's 2025 and you did set up your goals this year, you will be able to go back and click on this and see the goals that you had for 2024. Lead routing, if you were part of a team, you'll see the lead routing here, the lead routing statistics, emails. This is where you're going to be able to see. Let's go back a month. There we go. So you'll be able to see how many emails were sent last month in the 30 days. So we had 11 sent out of the 5,000. This is also going to show you down here at the bottom how many of your emails that were sent. So the 11 sent, how many were marked as spam? You're also able to see your delivery and engagement here. So how many were delivered? 9. You can click on view details, and it's going to show you what email addresses were sent, which way they were sent, campaigns, smart plans, and what the email subject. So if it was the monthly neighborhood nurture, things like that. You're able to track who's opening them, who's viewing them, who's unsubscribing, who unsubscribed from your email. So you can have them in your database, and if they unsubscribed, you can see that here. You may want to reach out to them and ask them, hey, or find out if you need to remove them from your database or not, if they're not going to receive any of your emails. You are also able to change it here. Say you just want to view campaigns or smart plans, you can change that. And you can also go back and look at prior months too. All right, and then text and calls, if you have Twilio set up with your account, you'll be able to track that information here. Again, Twilio is a paid service, so you don't need it, but if that's something you'd like to use, this is where you can keep track of those metrics. Designs is basically Keller Williams' version of Canva. If you use Canva, perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that. Some people prefer Canva. You're able to create your design in Canva, and then you are able to import designs here. Or you can create a design by simply clicking create design and then click what kind of design it is you're wanting to use. If you're wanting to use one to email, if you're wanting to use one to post on your social media accounts, if you're wanting something you can print or something for a video. Now, keep in mind, if you click these, there are all kinds of great templates for you to use right here inside of Command. I don't know why Command's going so slow today. Not a lot of people may quite realize is that Command provides so many different templates to use, such as like buyer and listing presentation templates, just sold, for sale, all kinds of great things in here. So over here on the left-hand side, you do have all these different sections. So if like listings, and then you see listing presentation, and then you're going to see all these different listing presentations. There's 10 different templates you can use. So there's all different kinds of great information in here. So let's go back. All right, the next section is listings. If you have your MLS information connected with your command, you should see your listing information here. There may be some other reasons it's not showing, but it should show your listing information just like it does on your MLS. Now, if you do not have your MLS information added, only your MCA can add that to your account for you, unfortunately. We would love to be able to do it to help you, but they would need to be the ones to add it for you. So when you come in here, you're able to search the listings. You'll have all your listings here. You have collections that you can create, search. So if you were to look at a listing, we're going to look at this one. This is going to show you all the great information about this property. You can see the photos. There you go. And again, these photos are all pulling from the MLS, open house information, virtual tours, and links. So all kinds of great information right here in Command. Next, we're going to have our consumer section. This is how you can kind of control the back end and customize your website through this consumer section. Now, when you click on the consumer section, if you see this big blue bar banner thing here, that means that you have upgraded to the new KW agent websites. If you are a brand new agent, then you should already see this. You should not even see the old legacy websites. But if you've been with Keller Williams for a while and you don't see this, you may need to upgrade your website. A lot of the newer stuff that we're able to do are not able to be done, or they're able to be done in a different way with the older version. So just reach out to us. We'll assist you with getting that updated if you'd like to. So scrolling down, you have your My Website settings. This is going to be your website URL that you put in here. A lot of people realize that not a lot of websites use www dot anymore. If you try to go to this scottloraymarketing.com.kw.com, it's going to take you to our website. If you go to www.scottloraymarketing.kw.com, it's not going to take you there. Again, they do not use the www dots. They will not take you to the website you're looking for. Below that, you have your app URL. Your app URL, what I like to do is I like to copy this and create a QR code with this. So that way, whenever you use it on your marketing flyers, your emails, things like that, when somebody scans that QR code with their phone, and then it's going to take them straight to the download, and it's going to download your app on their phone right away. So it's a lot easier than sending this link to somebody in an email, them having to open their email, click on it, and things like, it's just a little less time consuming doing it with the QR code. And if you need assistance with that, we can always help you. So send us an email. Team referral links, we do have a breakdown of this and videos on how to use these. If you're on a team, you should see the team website URL, the team app link, or team member app link. You have preferences here for the Keller home loans, Keller neighborhood, things like that. Forced registration, if you have an agent or client that's viewing properties on your website and you want to make sure that when they go to your website, they are registering an account so you have their information. You can make sure that they register, like no, they will not be able to view any properties until they register an account. You can choose 2 properties, 10 properties, or if you want them to view as many properties as they want, you can do so as well. This just makes sure that, hey, we're gathering your information, it's putting you into my database, and I can reach out to you and get in touch with you. So last but not least, we have this edit my website button here. This is going to take you into the back end of your website where you're able to customize your website. Now, again, you do have your website URL link here that is going to take you to your website. You have some quick start options for blog posts, custom page, things like that. There is now, they just came out with this property landing page template. So just like the old websites where you create a landing page, it's going to show you all that great information. You can do so this by clicking here. And then there is another way as well, which I'll go over in a little bit with you. You also have your default pages. You have, these are going to be pages that like your homepage, about you, and then your custom pages that you've created, which we've created a lot. And your custom landing pages are going to be down here. If you are on a team or if you're part of Market Center leadership, you can click on your name in the top right, and it's going to show you your other market centers. So your market centers that so if you're on a sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. If you're on a team, it's going to show you your team website. If you have set up your team website already, it's going to show you the team name, which this will take you to your team backend. Or if you're part of Market Center staff, this will take you to your Market Center website. So a few different options here for you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.